Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. I'm excited for our next week's lesson in which we will be focusing on risk-taking. So, what is risk-taking though? A calculated risk is really a risk that no one really knows how to calculate. But it's important because taking risks allows us to be creative and allows us to see things from a new perspective. So being risky is actually very necessary for problem solving. And sometimes we have to find ways to get out of our comfort zone so we can see real change occur. However, of course, with any kinds of risks, there is a possibility for failures. But when we take a calculated risk, that means we're able to assess the risk that we might be taking to see if the results are really going to be what we want them to be. So what is a calculated risk then? A calculated risk is really when you have researched and estimated the amount of risk you are taking to see if the results that you will want will be good. And so how do you decide whether or not to take a calculated risk? We have to think about it because risks are something that affect all of us. We fear taking risks. Sometimes when we have so much fear, it overtakes our ability to take a risk. And people say that public speaking or flying are things that they fear a lot, but there actually aren't that many risks involved in those areas. So, how can we focus on taking calculated risks? And if we can do so, can we put the emotion aside and focus on the logic? Someone once said, we all have a fear of the unknown. What one does with the fear will make all the difference in the world. So we can face our fear, we can challenge to make calculated risks, and we can do this in a way that allows us to solve problems in a more efficient way. So let's be comfortable with taking risks. We have to learn when to say no, and sometimes, like in gambling, we do need to say no, and sometimes we need to say yes, and it is okay to take good risks, and we will conquer the fear and we will overcome it. All right? So we'll focus more on that next week. As a reminder, your project step 5 is due, and I look forward to seeing you in class.